After 17 years married, he abruptly said done, requesting divorce. I signed without a word, leaving months later. Can you imagine standing on the very beach where you promised forever, watching the man you loved get engaged to another woman, while holding the key to utterly dismantle his entire future? It was a moment dripping with poetic, devastating irony, and he had no idea what was coming. I stood there at the edge of Malibu Beach, the soft, warm sand familiar beneath my heels, watching 200 people celebrate my ex-husband, Austin, and his shiny new fiancée, Olivia Chen. This wasn't just any stretch of sand. This was our beach. The place where Austin and I exchanged vows 17 years ago, where we built our own little world of promises and dreams. Now it was hosting his new beginning with his secretary. In my hand, a simple manila envelope. Inside, a single document, a copy of William's will, Austin's father's will, that Austin had never, ever bothered to read. And within that document, a clause that was about to cost him $23 million. He just didn't know it yet. I adjusted my sunglasses, a shield against the glaring sun and the even more glaring reality, and started walking towards the gleaming white pavilions. Each step, my heels sinking into the sand, felt deliberate, almost ceremonial. But before I tell you how that played out, I have to explain how I even got there, standing on that beach with the power to absolutely annihilate everything Austin valued. It all started about 3 months earlier, long before the divorce papers arrived, before I even knew about Olivia. Back then, I was still playing the role of the perfect corporate wife. Our life was a ballet of invisible schedules I'd memorized like sacred scripture. Thursday evenings, salmon dinner 7:30 sharp. Austin would walk through the door at 7:15, giving himself just enough time to change, scan his emails, and then sit down at the table. That particular Thursday, the last one we'd share as a married couple, though I had no idea then, felt different. I noticed his new cologne before I even heard his footsteps. For 15 years, he'd worn the same woody scent I'd bought him. Then just 3 months ago, he'd switched to something sharper, more aggressive. Something that announced his presence instead of simply complimenting it. "Smells good," he mumbled about the dinner, already scrolling through his phone. A text made him smile slightly, a fleeting private smile, before he caught himself and reverted to his usual mask of professional indifference. I'd spent the entire afternoon preparing for the Harrison Foundation Gala, our law firm's premier charity event. 3 hours on the phone with vendors. Another 2 hours meticulously revising the seating chart, making sure no rival partners ended up side by side. 40 minutes memorizing the names of new associate spouses and their kids. Austin? He'd just show up at the last minute, deliver a speech I'd helped him write, and accept all the praise for an event he'd barely even thought about. Did you remember that? Full story video added in below.